So say, bro, you get into the politics, like who you voting for?
Ooh, I actually have never voted
Mm-hmm.
like ever in my life.
Hmm.
I personally choose to stay away from the politics and away from the government overall. I'm actually considering and filing paperwork to be a sovereign citizen so that I don't have to indulge in the government whatsoever.
What do that mean? I ain't never heard of that.
Being a sovereign citizen, you basically denounce yourself as a U.S. citizen.
Mm-hmm.
And it's kind of like, you know, when people have their family and they can be like, yo, I'm not a part of this family anymore. And you can separate yourself from the family. You know, people can do that, right?
Nah.
Then what
you
happens to
can-
like your passport?
Huh?
What happens to your passport?
They have a different passport. It's like a
For
sovereign,
citizens?
Mm-hmm.
So you wouldn't have a U.S. passport?
No.
But you would live here.
It say state national. Something like that. Like it's like something like state
I
national.
ain't never seen that.
Yeah, so and I think they Burgundy. So and then you actually you don't have to abide by the rules of the government. So like paying taxes, you don't have to utilize a driver's license, things of that sort. So it's kind of like you just opt out of the game.
What?
Yes,
That-
bruh.
That sounds like a lot of people would be doing that.
Right.
But a lot of people don't because they haven't seen too much of it happen. And then it's also like, bro, like when I tell you the paperwork is like this, it's a lot of like certified mail. You got to get shit notarized in front of people. It's a lot of like filing. And then it's companies that they can't operate as a business. So they operate as people who take donations. So, yeah, that's how they operate. And I could show you some of my paperwork. I don't know if I would post that though, but straight up, I don't know. I don't know if I would post that, but it's people like you could do your research. I'll show you some stuff, but like for some people, right? They do it so that they can't go to jail. Some people do it so that they don't have to pay taxes. Some men do it so that they don't have to pay child support. And it's a real thing. It's a real thing. So like, for instance, right? Like the police cannot, the only crime a sovereign person can commit is a violent crime. So they can't go to jail for like theft or like things of that sort. If they don't do bodily harm, they cannot be arrested.
But why wouldn't you want to post that?
It's just something I don't like fuck with. Like just how I just don't involve myself with any form of religion, I also just don't involve myself with anything as far as the government. So like everything that I do as an entity and not as a person. Meaning I don't use my social security number or anything. My cars are under EIN numbers. Everything is like under a business. Like even I own my actual full name as a business.
Yeah, I just wonder.
Okay, so the sovereign citizen is...
You looked it up.
I did. It's a movement of people who believe that they can denounce the government and not have to follow laws. But this is like a movement. It's not.
This ChatGPT or this?
No, this is Google.
Oh, okay.
But this is just like
Of
the
course,
American
Google is
State
gonna
National.
tell you
It's a
that.
concept. It's not a actual.
Oh,
thing.
it's a thing.
No, it's
it's
a movement. The movement does exist, like the fire movement, like BLM. There are movements that exist, but this isn't like a program.
You can regain ownership of your birth certificate. You'll own it and not the government. So what a lot of people don't know is, you know, when they take the baby footprint and they stamp it on the paper, that's a fucking contract.
Yeah, but what? So when you do that and you get the ownership back, then what?
It belongs to you. Your social security number and your birth certificate belongs to you, and then they can no longer utilize your person.
So where are you at? And so you gonna have to. I mean, I wish we, but you gonna have
Ask
to
me
up,
whatever.
you gonna
Ask
have to
whatever.
update us on the process of it and
Bet.
your
Yeah.
Please.
your thing, because it seemed like a thing where you would have to actually do it to actually know
Say that
what
it's
the play
yeah.
is
Yep.
and like you
And
know
it's
what I
been a
mean?
lot of paperwork. It's been a really like lengthy duration of time. And I actually like almost prolonged it myself just because I was doing so many other things.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's actually like a lot of stuff you got to do. Like uh, I had to create a trust account. You know what I mean? Like, and I have to put certain things within the trust, and I have to create people who are the trustees and all of that in order to actually process everything.
Yeah, well, you got to do that with the trust.
Yeah. What were you about to say? You looked up something?
I was just gonna read what I had seen about the movement. The Sovereign Citizens Movement is a loose group of anti-government activists, litigants, tax professors, financial scammers, and conspiracy theorists based mainly in the United States. Sovereign citizens have their own pseudo-logical belief system based on misinterpretations of common law and claim to not be subject to any government statutes unless they consent to them. That is what.
Absolutely. That's
What is it
that's a
called?
real thing.
Right. Sovereign citizen movement. Interesting concept. The FBI describes the sovereign citizens as anti-government extremists who believe that even though they are physically reside in this country, they are separate or sovereign from the United States. Yeah.
Yeah, search that on TikTok instead of Google and see what come up.
All right,
But
I'll be doing this to the kids at the house.
A sovereign citizen is someone who believes they are not subject to the laws and regulations of the government,
Name.
often rejecting the authority of federal, state, and local governments. The sovereign citizen movement is associated with various anti-government ideologies, and its followers often claim they are independent of the government's legal system, asserting they are sovereign individuals with their own set of laws. What it means to be a sovereign citizen. 1. Rejection of government authority. Sovereign citizens often reject the authority of government institutions, including the court system, law enforcement, and taxation. They may refuse to pay taxes, obtain licenses, or obey court orders. 2. Self-declared sovereignty. They believe they can declare themselves sovereign by creating and submitting various documents, such as affidavits or declarations of independence from government control.
Basically.
3. Legal theories. Sovereign citizens often subscribe to fringe legal theories, such as the idea that they can opt out of the legal system by declaring themselves outside the jurisdiction of federal and state laws. They might use obscure or DEB.
But
The concept of a sovereign citizen is real in the sense that it refers to a movement or ideology embraced by some individuals. However, the legal theories and beliefs held by sovereign citizens are not recognized by any legitimate government or legal system. Key points. 1. Unrecognized legal status. The idea that someone can declare themselves sovereign and exempt from government laws is not recognized by courts or law enforcement. Sovereign citizens still have to obey the same laws as everyone else. 2. Legal consequences. People who follow sovereign citizen ideologies often find themselves in legal trouble, as their refusal to comply with laws can lead to arrests, fines, and other penalties. 3. Dangerous misconceptions. Many sovereign citizens engage in activities such as filing fraudulent legal documents, refusing to pay taxes, or engaging in confrontations with law enforcement, which can escalate to dangerous situations. Conclusion. While the sovereign citizen movement exists, and some people identify with it, their beliefs are not legally valid and can lead to serious legal consequences. It's important to understand that no individual can legally exempt themselves from the laws of their country by declaring themselves sovereign.
Yeah, I mean we don't gotta.
So just don't try it if you get pulled over. Is what TikTok said.
We don't gotta. I mean, I don't know. That took a turn, but I don't know. I don't know. You might.
I just do it like me doing it. I do it secretly. You know what I mean? Like it's nobody's business or whatnot. But
Yeah.
it's definitely a thing. Like, it's definitely a
Yeah,
thing
that's
though.
to
Like,
each
if I
his
show you
own.
the paperwork that I'm filing
Right.
and the legal, like I'm working with attorney and like all these are actual legal documents. So for me, of course, it's like you're gonna look it up and they're gonna tell you like, no, you can't do it. Like, this is something that's frowned upon, like da 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 da.
Right.
But it's a lot of people who can't be touched under certain conditions.
Sure. Now that I believe for sure.
You know what I'm saying? But I'm saying like they operating under these systems and formats. But for me, like what I think becomes my reality. Okay. So if I'm doing that, that's real. If I'm like, bro, what the fuck I need, da 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 da, I'm smooth, everything good. It's good.
Heard
like
that.
I literally worry about nothing and everything that, especially all of the healthy things, are extremely real for me. And no one nor the universe could tell me that it's not real. Like the universe is always going to agree with me because they know like whatever I put out is what I'm going to receive. So I never but yeah. Plus I also just handle everything else accordingly as well. Like, you know what I mean? Like I'm not doing things with my social security number. I'm doing things.
I lived on the edge like that for a little bit. And not even with that thought process, just more so like I just ain't had time to do it. Right. Like go and renew and da-da-da. And I just wasn't worried about it. But I didn't get put over for a long time either. My license was just like suspended. I was just rocking out. But I didn't really have that. I just was just kind of like, I get to it when I get to it. You know what I mean?
That same. So like that, when it comes to the driver's license and stuff, it's the same thing.
Yeah, it was just like that. But I mean, for me with the voting, it's just kind of like, man, I voted for Barack. You feel me? That was probably like the only time I voted.
The first time or both times?
That's probably my first time voting. You know
both times or just the one time?
Both times.
Both times.
Both times I voted. And I'm going to keep it real. It was just because you was black. You feel me? Like it wasn't other than that. But like, I just feel like no matter who is in office, who not in office, it's not going to affect my life. I'm not going to let it. You know what I mean? I'm going to get it by any means necessary. My lifestyle not going to change if Trump is in or Kamala Harris is in. I'm going to live at the same spot. I'm going to drive the same cars. I'm going to go on the same vacations.
Right.
My lifestyle not really going to change. And I mean, that's no disrespect to, or, you know what I mean, nothing against people that is really fighting for something or
whose lifestyles will change.
Yeah, their lifestyle will change. But I just know, like, I'm not one to, vote for Prop 34 because it is. I mean, if it go through, if it don't, I'm going to make it work regardless.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, I just feel like people, when weed was illegal, people who was in the weed business, they was making it work, legal or illegal. You know what I mean? They was going to make it work. It's interesting, like, when I think about that, right, couple of my peoples be in certain scenarios, or you may be in a scenario. When do you think it's appropriate to take the law into your own hands?
Ooh. Regularly.
Because that's interesting you say regularly, right? Because like when you know the law and I hadn't really had to call the police or be engaged with them as much as others, but like people who have and they speak to me about it, a lot of times the police can't do nothing.
Or will refuse to do anything.
Or they be too late, or you know what I'm saying? Like it be like to a place where it's like, if somebody like say somebody hit your car, boom, and then they dip off and you don't got no evidence, it's over. Right. Or like, if you watch this show, like you watch certain shows where people be like, oh, he's a sex offender. Like I seen a show where they was like, well, 12 women got to come in and report the same thing you did for us to take it serious. I know what you're
talking about.
Right.
Yeah.
That was on that TikTok documentary
I just saw that.
You saw it?
I just saw
when
that.
the
I
pastor,
think I've seen that.
You got to do it again. Like,
they had to go. All the girls had to keep going to the police station. And
I just watched that like yesterday.
And it's like, what when like, cause I'll answer like, I think certain times people need to fuck around and find out.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and it don't got nothing to do with the police and doing things correctly. I think that's a certain step of setting my boundary and letting niggas know how far they can go with you before I implement what I implement. Which is, I'm gonna let you know, like, there's laws and then there's my law and what I think is morally correct. And if I think it go outside my moral compass, I'm gonna step in and handle it.
As I see fit.
As I see fit.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I'm not talking about no death or no, but I'm going to implement my law.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? Like I think a lot of times with these baby mamas and them not letting that these fathers see their kids, that's something I'm just not standing for.
Right.
If you not letting me see my kid, we about to have a serious issue. For sure. That the law ain't finna be able to help you with. Cause I'm gonna be willing to go further than every single person you gonna be able to get. I'm gonna go further than that lawyer you gonna get. I'm gonna go further than that police officer you gonna get, the judge.
Right.
Cause guess what? They all got addresses. And they don't want no problem. They gotta go to work. I don't gotta go to work. I could sit on them all day long. They don't want that problem from me, you feel me? And I'm willing to bring that wrath to anybody who trying to disrupt my peace and my moral compass, especially if you trying to disrupt my relationship with my child. It's not happening.
No, I feel you on that. Like I stand on things as well, and when it comes to just being under my own jurisdiction and my own energy, like, bro, I don't think I'll ever call the cops for anything. I don't think I ever, like, yo, like, you know, I've had several people be like, oh, you know, like, why don't you put cameras on your house? You should put cameras on your house. I was like, nah, I just want it to be my story. I don't want nothing to be rewind. I don't want nothing to be able to be played back. Like, it's gonna be my story. Cause I'm gonna handle it how I need to handle it. And then when you actually go further and knowing like the gun laws and things of that sort, like my trainer from my CCL, he told me, he was just like, hey, yo, I don't care what they say, make sure it's only your story. So as far as like it goes to like protecting your home and protecting yourself, it's like.
But did he tell you also in California, like, so say you got the gun in the house, you got it concealed, all that. Robert come in, he grabbed the first thing he see and he run out. He got his back turned, you can't shoot him in the back.
No, you can't. Yes, you can. I don't know what the fuck he's doing turned around.
That's just what I heard. I'm telling you,
certain
instructors there's certain instructors that'll tell you that though, right?
And let me tell you, my instructor didn't tell me that. My instructor told me, you don't know what he's doing with his back turned.
Right. But if he's running away from you,
I don't give a fuck.
I mean, you don't. But I'm saying the law.
My instructor told me, all right, let me tell you how I go, right? Do everything you need to do, right, to protect yourself. And I'm about to tell you the key word. I was afraid for my life.
I mean, yeah. I mean,
that's the key word. Who, man down, who said he was running?
That's probably why he's saying just get your story.
It's going to only be your story. Even when he laying on that ground.
But you better make sure that nigga
even when he's laying,
done.
Even man down, I just got him 3 times in the back. He's laying down.
Yeah.
I don't know what he's doing laying down.
Yeah. You know, I got a different
take. He
not
straight
even,
up told me that. He straight up told me that.
He kind of right. Like if you murder that man, and I mean,
if it's my story against, ask him what happened.
But I think, man, oftentimes I wish my whole life was recorded, every single minute, low-key. and the reason why is because like I feel like my moral compass is so pure and my heart is so pure. That when you watch my life, if you was to watch every second, you'll be like, that nigga intentions was good. You know what I mean? Because I don't be lying often. You feel me? So it's like, it's oftentimes where stuff will happen and it'd be like, you wouldn't even believe that happened. Like, I be wishing people seen, like, you seen that?
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, man, I oftentimes like, man, I wish I had the cameras, man. Like, so people could have seen that. Like, the way I did that or the way they did that. You know what I mean? And the way I handled that or the way they handled that. Like,
the way it played out.
yeah, I really be wishing, like, cause it's gonna be more times than not. It's gonna be rare I do something that I'm embarrassed about.
For sure.
You
And
feel me? Like,
you should journal.
I don't think that it's about.
I really want to. In a minute, I'm really gonna just implement it. Like, hey, yo, come on, come record me.
You know,
come on.
I don't really think that it's like so for me, for me, like I definitely get like you like be like, damn, I wish all this shit was like documented so I could better show motherfuckers and they could really play it out and be like, oh, that was some fuck shit on their end, or that was fucking amazing, or like, oh my God. But at the same time, like, I definitely appreciate my privacy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it is certain things that just ain't nobody business.
Yeah, man. It's just where you at in your life.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Because, like, I just think my shit is so player, too. It's just like, man, niggas need to see this shit.
Yeah.
Niggas need to see this
Maybe
shit.
not
I'm
everybody
doing.
be subscribed to it, but
It's like,
there's some other people who I'm like, yo, like, you should check this out.
y'all niggas need to see
Yeah,
this.
y'all, you should probably check
Like
this out.
yesterday, I was explaining to my wife and my daughter, like, just this a little thing, but it's like, this shit happened to me all the time, to where, like, if it was a cameraman on me, you would know, like, nah, that's how his life go. You feel me? Because, like, so I did this blood test, boom. So they seeing what nutrients I'm deficient in, right? So I already did the whole thing. I did the blood test. My water, I'm not retaining it, but basically, like, I don't know why this shit is not like public, where it's like, bro, like, they like, oh, well, just put this this Baja Gold sea salt in your waters, you know. So they got the instructions on the back, but when I wake up, I'm kind of like, I'm not all the way up. Like, I'm like, I would say, me, if I would say, I'd be like, yeah, in the morning, like, catch me early morning, I'm dumb. I'm not up yet. So I'm so excited about the water thing, you know what I mean? Because I be thirsty and, like, I don't retain water. So this is like the first test of, like, all right, let's see if I'm gonna retain this or not, right? So I read the little thing, I'm skim reading it. So let's say 1 tablespoon. So I get the 1 liter glass bottle of whatever, the green bottle. So I put the 1 tablespoon in there, right? I'm drinking, I'm like, that's kind of salty, right? So I drink, like, I probably drink just enough to where it doesn't damage me. Cause basically that was too much salt in that amount of water.
Oh.
But what happened was I took it to the gym with me, right? Take it to the gym, I'm drinking it, I sit it down. Now I go over to this desk, I'm talking to Rip Hamilton and the guard whisperer, which is like, the guard whisperer is like a trainer that VO is training with, and then Rip Hamilton is like a legend in basketball. So we talking basketball, and it's like we into the convo. But my mind is like, where's my water at? Like, I want my water, you know what I mean? Like, this is something that I'm on. I want to really see if this shit work. So I find a way to, like, pause the convo, go look for my water. It wasn't there. I'm like, where's my water at? I'm like, yo, somebody stole my water. That's what I'm thinking. I don't find the water there, right? But when I get home, Christy's like, yo, like, she like, yo, you gonna be boo-booing a lot if you drink the salt water, right? So I'm like, I don't think so. So I put in ChatGPT, like, how much was too much for a liter? That tablespoon would have been damaging. But if you would have put half a tablespoon, it's good for you. It's like all the beneficial things that they were talking about.
Right.
But what I was telling them was, like, the universe does that to me. Like, it will not let me harm myself, like, in that way, like, on purpose. Like,
That's
it'll
amazing.
try to help me. I will have to go against the universe to harm myself.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, whereas, like, the water bottle just disappeared, fam.
Vanish.
Right.
That's good.
Well, it was like
that's beautiful.
at the amount where it was like,
right
it was
before
right
too
before it
much.
was harmful.
Right, been harmful,
Yeah.
right.
And I be trying to explain it to people. They are looking at me like I'm bugging. Like, come on, bro.
That's
like,
because
just because somebody threw it in the trash.
Nah,
I'm like,
but
all right.
that's
like,
a
you should
that's an
see
action. That is an action. That's beautiful, bro. Like, and the fact that you receive and associate the universe as being a protective thing for you is why you receiving that.
Yeah, because I really believe that with all my heart.
Yeah, yep.
I really believe that. Like, I believe that the universe is on my side.
That's something that
You know
that's
what I'm
something
saying?
that you know.
And I see it with other people though. Like I call it bad luck. It's not that I mean literally bad luck, but people that don't subscribe to like positive thinking and, you know, just thinking that the world is actually with them instead of against them. Like, you know, there's a lot of people that think that the world is against them and that
is
stuff just always go wrong for them. And it's like that mindset, when stuff be happening to certain people, I be like,
bro, you brought that on yourself.
of course it did.
Right.
You know, and it's like, I guess the thing is like, how do you say that to someone? Like, dog, of course all this stuff has happened to you. You think it's gonna happen.
You're literally panicking mentally until it happens.
Right.
So you're manifesting that. And that is a huge issue, and it's a lot of people that do that shit.
But this is my problem with the word manifest, right? I really have an issue with the word now. Cause it's like, I feel like there's people who are thinking that this word means that if you think about a result, it'll happen.
Because that's what it means.
Right. But at
that's
the
not,
same
that's
time,
not, that's
you
not,
need action.
Yeah.
There you go.
You need a plan. Or,
yeah, you need a whole lot of shit.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that's a part of it. Like, you need to have a positive thought in the actual belief that you can accomplish whatever it is that you're thinking.
Mm-hmm.
But you also have to have the discipline, consistency, and drive and willingness to do things that you don't want to do and your vessel doesn't want to do to actually accomplish those things. It's not just, oh yeah, I'm thinking about it so hard that it's just gonna happen. And I put it on the vision board and then yeah, hopefully the shit happens. I'm looking at people now, like in real life, like thinking like, oh yeah, I'm manifesting this. And it's like, no, you're not. Look, like, what do it would go Google it? Like, what or ChatGPT would manifest mean?
I think, okay. I know manifestation to be like, you know,
'cause it gotta
thinking
be
something into existence, essentially.
You can't think nothing into existence.
But if you don't,
but
you do. You think the stuff that you want to happen and the positive things that you want to happen for you into existence all the time.
Yeah, but I think it's the work
But it works.
that goes with it. Like all the boundaries that I've set. Like my life is the way that it is on purpose. I actually have done inside inner work and outside boundary work. You know what I mean?
Right.
There's been a lot of work done to where now when you put those elements together with the positive thought and the manifestation and the belief that it'll happen, that's why it's happening.
Yeah.
Not just because I'm thinking good thoughts. And then it's people that's saying that they manifesting something and don't even believe that it can happen.
That's
Right.
That's also not correct.
That's contradicting.
You don't even believe in you don't believe for real.
That's very contradicting.
Most of the things that I put on my vision board at the beginning of the year happen.
Yeah.
A surprising amount of them. And just from like, and usually what I do is I like take a picture of it and make it my background on my phone.
Mm-hmm.
Or like, that's usually what I do because I see it a lot.
Yeah,
just like
that's
in the
good.
background of stuff, right?
Yeah.
And like 80-90% of that stuff comes true. And at the beginning of the year, I'm always just like shooting off like big kind of like lofty goals and stuff. And I think that's where manifesting comes from. And it works the same way I think backwards, you know, when people thinking negatively or speaking poorly about themselves, you can manifest negativity as well. You know, you can manifest abundance or like whatever the opposite of nothing, poor, whatever the opposite of abundance.
Yeah, I think it's there's work
Unfortunate,
in
yeah.
both. You know what I mean? Like I think people that have that type of mind frame where they're thinking something is gonna go wrong, they living like it too.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
Right.
And it's like the opposite, like the same as if people that are thinking like something good is gonna happen, they living like it too. You know what I mean? And living like that means, you know, they like, cause that's something that people don't talk about, right? That we was talking about earlier was like when you make a promise to yourself, and whatever that promise may be, whether it may be, hey, look, this week I'm not eating no red meat, but I feel like there has to be a moment in one's life where you take yourself so serious to where if I made that promise to myself, oh, that's what's happening. I ain't eating no red meat. And it ain't no other type of promise that could break or be bigger than the promise I made to myself.
Bro, that right there is next level. I'm trying to figure out what word is it. That right there is next level commitment. And when you able to get to that, like that's one of the reasons why I went vegan, right? Because it's just like, damn, like if I could say no to a Reese's, you know how much other shit I could say no to?
Yeah, facts.
You know what I mean? Like, because like, you know how easy it is just crack open and eat a Reese's? It's like, yeah, sure.
Are Reese's not vegan?
No, they're not. They're made by milk chocolate.
Oh.
Yeah.
But that's another thing, right? Like, if you take yourself serious, you think other people not gonna see how, you know what I mean? Like, you think other people not gonna see that and take you serious or not? They not even gonna play with you when you take yourself serious in that regard where that's just a minuscule thing is like, hey, I'm not gonna eat red meat for this week. Once you start promising yourself certain things, hey, on Wednesdays, I'm gonna take a cold shower. And you start doing and start training your body to do things you don't want to do, and you can start saying no to your body, your vessel. Boy, the discipline and the aura that come from that, people can feel that. They can feel, because that's what it looks like when somebody got a vision, when somebody got a purpose or a journey, and they on their journey and they really believe in it. You could tell, because you could tell that person ain't going for no bullshit. And he ain't talking about no bullshit, because he knowing when you really on something, when you really trying to get somewhere, you don't got no other time to even talk about nothing else other than whatever you own. Because whatever you own, if it's a great enough journey or a great enough accomplishment, it's so many things that's involved with that. You know what I'm saying? Let's just say, like right now, we finna do the unmarked. Imagine how many things we gotta do. We gotta do the the brand identity. That shit's 74 pages. Then you gotta do all of the,
patterns.
The patterns, the jerseys, what color,
logos,
what price point, what logo, should we get an office, how big,
patterns,
you know what I mean?
grading.
Like, it's so many things to talk about. I don't got no time to be talking about what's on Shade Room right now.
Absolutely.
If you ain't talking about unmarked and grading, or you don't do marketing, or you can't seed, or you can't, that's all I'm on. If you not on that, we don't got nothing to talk about. But people who don't got nothing to do got all the time in the world to talk about this shit and be wondering why we looking at you weird. Because we can identify that that's you.
And that you not like us.
Yeah.
No pun intended.
I think it's the company you keep.
For sure.
If you got niggas who don't be doing too much around you, you ain't gonna be doing too much. You ain't thinking like that. You just, that's not the thought y'all having.
50 said something that was so profound that he said his grandfather said to him, he was like, you only worth as much as the nigga that you talk to for no reason on the phone. Or that's how much you worth.
Cause that's how much you value your time. And like, so, I'm very big on words, right? So let's break down that comment. I'm extremely big on words. So the company you keep, right? The company you keep become your business. The company you keep is your business,
that's
right?
Big. Right? Yeah.
And how you handle your business calculates your wealth, your success, or your failure, right? So if you're investing in bullshit company, your business, down the drain.
Right.
And the thing about it is,
it's
right?
as simple as that.
It's a fact.
I have experience where it's like me being just me and just like, nah, it's okay to hang out with whoever you want. But I learned the hard way, like, hanging out with certain people can seep over into your life, and you'll have drama and stuff that come with that person that it's like, bro, this ain't even got nothing to do with me, but because I associate with you, I'm in some bullshit now. So now I have learned to protect myself from that, where it's like, as soon as I meet you, I'm trying to identify if you're gonna potentially bring me issues and drama that affect my peace, because I done safeguarded it so much that now I gotta do whatever I can to protect. And I'm willing to do that. I'm willing to, hey, okay, let me see it. Do he tell the truth? What is his motives? Who is his people? What does people say about him? Is he looking for the positive in life or the negatives in life? Is he successful? Is he peaceful? Is he happy? You know what I mean? Like, I'm looking at everything.
Yeah, I do that when I'm dating. I look at everything around that person, because all of that affects their life. It affects their thinking. It's also their support system. So if they collapse based off of that support system, now you're dealing with a person that's falling apart. So you got to be very mindful of the company that your partners keep, that your friends keep. Because, like, for instance, like, if somebody else is doing some bullshit and some nut shit and y'all just out with that person, you got to deal with the drama that's coming with that. You ain't gonna better just move around. Like, you ain't gonna better just move around. Like, nah, like, you with him.
Yeah.
And it's the same thing. Like, I've experienced dating someone that had terrible company. Friends, terrible. Family, I'm not going to say terrible, but they wasn't, properly able to support that person. And it's just like, yo, like, that's just not what you need. That's not what you want. Because whenever those people are in vulnerable moments, they go to these people. They getting bad advice. Now they bring it into your relationship. That's not healthy whatsoever. And I don't think anybody should ever have to deal with that.
Yeah, and you gotta know how to categorize your relationships. You know what I'm saying? You gotta know who your fun people are in your life. You gotta know who your business people are. You gotta have your vent person. You gotta have your business guys who you talk to about law. You're not gonna talk to your doctor about styling you for your runway shows. You just wouldn't do that. It wouldn't make no sense.
Absolutely.
But
not.
oftentimes in friendships, we get to talking about our party friend about our relationship.
Ooh.
This nigga single though. Or your homegirl, she's single and you going to her for advice. She ain't been in a relationship in 7 years. You know what I'm saying? And you gotta understand who you get deep with in your conversation and who you keep it surface level with. Because you keep it real. You got friends that you just keep it surface level with. Hey, happy birthday, man. You great. All right, peace out. That's message ain't, hey, man, I love what you doing. I love you as a human. Anything you need, I got you. You don't say that to everybody. Sure. And you need to know who to say that to. It's just a real thing. You need to know, okay, there's these two. I just party with them. This nigga right here, I get advice from him. I just call him when you know what I mean? I need business advice. I'm calling my man. Hey, I call my tax man for my tax advice. I call my lawyers for my lawyer advice. I call Dr. Glashaw for doctor advice. You know what I'm saying? Like, and you have your different people and you categorize them and you set your boundaries on. So now, hey, you in the party section, you get over here to the tax section. I can't. We could talk about. You can talk. I'm not gonna indulge, but I'm gonna let you know. Hey, I'm not really hearing you because you not the tax person in my life, man.
Right.
You the party. I want to know where we going tonight. I don't want to know who you use for your taxes. That's not your department, my nigga. You gotta stay in that department, and you gotta and you damn near gotta be blunt with them. Like, hey, bro, in my life, this what I like about you. And this where we gonna keep it.
Right. You
feel me? And we ain't going no further than that. We going right there.
I ain't mad at it. You
gotta compartmentalize.
You gotta
save
get
yourself
good at
a lot of
it.
time.
Right.
You save yourself a lot of time and a lot of energy.
Stress.
And sometimes it be, because also, like, imagine you go in a deep conversation with a person that's supposed to be surface level, right? Or if you go into a deep conversation with a party homie, right? you might just have to take on a whole bunch of weight of his fuckboy lifestyle.
Right.
I don't need that. I don't need that. And I also ain't about to waste my advice on somebody that don't care to use it.
But 9 times out of 10, y'all don't even speak the same language.
It's not, bro.
It's a language barrier there.
I was about to say that, like, bro, it's definitely, we oftentimes try to communicate messages to people who do not speak the same language as you. So when you're saying something that's so simple, like me and Neiman can relay a message to me, and it could be so simply understood and received, and it could just be like, hey, bro, you need to stop talking to that person. And it could be received. And you can go say that to somebody else and be like, hey, yo, you need to stop talking to that person.
And they won't get it.
And they will be like, oh, yeah, right. For sure. Next thing you know, you still see that they talk to that person. It's like, bro, what? You didn't get that.
They didn't comprehend.
They don't speak the language.
They don't speak the language.
So you just can't talk to them. It's better for you to just not talk to those people. Like, bro, it's a lot of basic information, a lot of basic messages that are communicated to people that can change their life so much, but they don't speak the language. I often tell people, I'm like, yo, like, life is a game, right? We've all played Sims or Black Ops or what's the other shit? The
Sims.
He said
no, because I don't play games, but
GTA.
Yeah. So in all of those games, Fortnite, you create your player, right? All of these games, you start off by creating your player, picking the skin, picking a weapon, picking a height, picking what they're good at, all of those things, right? And then you go out and you attack each challenge. And then you surpass each level and you get better and you get better and you get better and you have a better understanding of the game. So much understanding that you can now go to another player and be like, hey, bro, oh, you on level 10. Okay, this is what you do on level 10. Bro, life is a game. You create your player. Once you create your player, you literally go out and achieve goals. And creating your player could be like, yo, my player is going to drive this type of car. My player is going to be a humorous person. Is going to be a fit person. My player is going to be vegan. My player is going to be very savvy with their money. They're going to be mindful. They're going to be disciplined. Literally, you create your player, and then you just go about life and you win.
I subscribe to that, because then you learn those attributes. You know what I'm saying? The attributes that you want your skin to be, or you want your vessel to be, you learn those attributes.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Like because I believe there's a way that you can trick yourself into believing things that you don't believe, as far as like believing that you could swim. If you want to, you can learn how to swim, fam.
Sure.
You know what I'm
it's
saying?
a mindset.
Like, it's just a mindset. Like, all right, I'm going to learn how to swim. I'm pretty sure if you go out there and learn how to swim 100 days in a row, before that, you're gonna be swimming.
Way before that.
Before that,
it's just like
you probably be dead if you haven't learned how to swim.
And it's just like
day 100.
You apply the same principles and the same consistency to whatever it is that you know what I mean, whatever it is, the vegan shit, the savvy, learn how to be funny, humorous. You know what I mean, like
all of that, bro.
Take
like
impromptu acting classes to improv to, you know what I mean, get witty, like
bro. It's so like we've seen it so many times, right? We've seen it so many times. Like you can go back years from now, and of course I wouldn't look the same. Right. And the reason why I won't look the same is because I kept evolving and changing and adding features to my player. And when you do that, you get so much, like you embody this whole energy, bro. Like for instance, right? I added to my player, I was just like, yo, like, I don't really do all of like the regular shit. Meaning like, I need the flash pass whenever I go. When I show up to this club, I need to skip the line. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just don't do shit like that. But besides that, I also don't let nobody fuck with my energy.
Right.
I don't let nobody disrespect me. Like, and that's just my character. Like this girl one time, she asked me, she was like, so if a guy walked up to me and did such and such, would you be angry? I said, no. She said, what do you mean? What do you mean you wouldn't be angry? I said, I was like, I'm not an angry person. And she was like, but everybody gets angry. I said, I'm not an angry person. She was like, well, it's a natural human emotion to be angry. And I said, I am not an angry person. My body and mind will not calculate anger because I will simply remove myself from the situation because I don't get angry. My character does not get angry. That's it. And you never break character. You never break character because you keep your promise to yourself. You never break character. That I wish so many people can receive that message and understand the development of a character. Like, nobody is just like, so, hold on, I want to say this real quick. I want to say this. People be like, oh yeah, you got to find yourself. In order for you to find yourself, you got to be lost. You understand what I'm saying? In order to find yourself, you have to be lost. You don't find yourself, you create yourself. You simply create yourself. Bro, you didn't find yourself. Did you find yourself? You were made man. You understand what I'm saying? Like, lost people got to find themselves. Like, what the fuck is that about?
It's an interesting concept. I never heard it that way, but it makes sense like a motherfucker though. When in your wording you would say like, no, you got to create yourself, and I think some people would say like, I got to understand who I am or who are you as a person, and I think y'all saying the same thing.
I disagree
because who you are is like. It's like what I like and what I stand for. And I think it's essentially the same thing. Like, yeah, so I'm gonna be vegan. I'm gonna not tolerate disrespect. And that's who I am. And I think that's what people identify with is like finding themselves.
See, that's not the same thing, right? That's not, the reason why I'm saying that's not the same thing is these are choices that you're making. Mm-hmm. These aren't things that you're discovering. These are choices that you're making. Finding yourself is like...
I'm saying, whatever you call it, if you say finding yourself or creating yourself, I think I think y'all are saying the same thing.
One is, to me, one is by chance and the other is intentional. Say what you just said again.
Yeah, people that saying they finding themselves and people that saying they creating themselves, they saying the same thing.
Now listen to that.
But
you
this
see what I'm saying?
This is what I'm saying. Okay, so I guess what I'm saying is like whatever wording you use, y'all getting to the same destination.
One feels like it's by chance and one feels like it's intentional, right?
Yeah, but I don't think so. I guess that's where because I don't think that is by chance. I think that you're intentionally finding out what you like and what you're willing to deal with in life, right? So in that, you call that creating your player. I would just call that like understanding oneself and understanding what you like and understanding what you don't like, understanding what you're going to go for, understanding what you're not going to go for, understanding the principles that you live by and the morals that you live by, and actually applying them and living it out. However you say it is how you say it. Mm-hmm. Whether you say, I don't know how, you know what I mean? Like the wording of it all, just like, I don't know.
The reason why I was just being, so the last thing you said, I actually I agree with and I understood it in a better way. But the reason why I was standing so stern on it because words are powerful, right?
What?
That's an hour.
Okay.
Okay. So I'm gonna just finish this one. the reason why I was standing so stern on that last one, because words are powerful.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And, you know, to find yourself, to me, seems so like nonchalant, like, oh, I'm gonna just, you know, find myself. And, you know.
No. But I don't want this to be an agree or disagree thing. Cause I agree with you in the sense of like, yeah, you need to be intentional.
Very intentional.
Yeah, you need to be intentional in all things. I don't think there's no by chance. I think once you get into the groove of it, stuff does start happening by chance, but you done did so much of the groundwork and the foundation
It goes into autopilot.
Yeah, like but that's like way far into it. I'm not saying that you don't need to be intentional and you don't need to like really come up with these thoughts and these what you're going to do. I'm just saying like there may be some people who would say that's what they doing. And they saying it a different way, or saying I'm finding myself.
It's some people who would verbalize it that way.
But just like this morning, you know, it was interesting because I just feel like I don't know if it's ignorance or if I feel like I'm so far along to where I don't think certain things subscribe to me no more. And I don't know if I want to even say this, but like, okay, you know how you was like, yeah, and like, you know, like I oftentimes like some people say grand rising, some people say good morning,
right?
Some people say, hey, you know how earlier you was like, you know, don't say hell yeah or hell, you know, whatever the
yeah.
And like, man, my thought on that for me, I don't know about everybody else, you know what I'm saying? But for me, I look at it like, if I wake up and I eat a clean protein and veggies, and I do 100 push-ups and 100 sit-ups every day, I'm gonna get cut. No matter if I use good morning, good afternoon, hell nah, hell yes.
Right.
No matter what, if I eat clean, drink water, and work out, I'm gonna cut up. Nothing can fuck with that
system.
Nobody can fuck with that.
Everything
no matter what wording I use.
Semantics.
Yeah, like, and I think like, I don't know, that's what I'm saying. I don't know if that's my ignorance or if that's just where I'm at, but I think people is getting too far. Like I saw this Jamaican, like it was crazy, you know, the phones is listening to the convos.
Right.
So right after you told me that, it was a Jamaican, he was like, yeah, it was on that. He was like, yeah,
we don't say hell, we don't say hello.
Yes.
I don't say hello.
He said, yeah, we don't say hello. We don't say, what was it? Competition, or it was one that's ended with hate. And I was like, you just made that
Appreciate.
up. Appreciate. He said, yeah, we don't say appreciate because it says hate at the end. And I was like, bro, you going too far now.
So I'm actually
you going too far. But then I'm looking at them, and this the other part. It's like these TikTok videos, they coming up. But then I'm looking at this nigga's like peeling leaves on a banana tree. I'm like, bro, I can't subscribe to what you saying. You peeling leaves. Like in a nigga, I'm over here. Like I just got off a PJ the other day, and I'm not listening to you, fam. It's out, that's out.
Right.
And I say all the words that all you niggas is not saying. I'm still
not peeling leaves.
I'm not peeling leaves. And if you come follow me, you want to be like me. That nigga wants to trade. I don't want to trade with him. He want to trade with me. You feel me? And it's like, it gets to a point where it's like, hey, dog, like, I'm telling my daughter, like, man, if you go to tennis every day for 3 years, fam, you gonna be good. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Right.
It can't nothing fuck with that. Nothing.
So
even listen, because this is another misconception. Who said you gotta wake up early? Who said that?
Right.
That's out. No, you don't. You don't gotta wake up early. You gotta get up and handle your business though.
Straight up.
You better, when you do get up, you better handle that to-do list. Cause it's sometimes, real niggas know, it's only one thing you gotta do that day. One phone call, that's the most important thing of the whole day. It don't matter what happened. That phone call, the only shit that's booming today.
Some lives are simple.
Nah, but it be like that for a lot of people. I'm telling you.
No, I know exactly what it is.
You can make your life that simple.
The nigga Joe Biden, it be
today.
one phone call tomorrow.
Right.
That's the phone call. That's it.
Yeah.
I gotta get up at 1 o'clock. As long as I'm up by 1 p.m. and I get that 3 o'clock phone call, everything else, it don't even matter.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah.
people be having these misconceptions. Oh yeah, you gotta wake up at 5 o'clock to be a millionaire. No,
what?
you don't.
What you doing at 5 a.m.?
No, you don't. I don't know who told you that.
What you doing at 5 a.m.?
I don't know who told you that.
Right.
I ain't woke up in the alarm. For the alarm on my schedule. My schedule don't require an alarm. I wake up when my body wake up.
And and it get to going when you get to going.
Everybody in my whole network know, nigga, don't hit me. I don't want to have the convo at 12 noon Pacific time. I'm up then. Before that, you probably not gonna get a good answer from me.
Pacific.
On everything. Like, it is just, you know what I mean? I don't know. Like, it's just like with the billionaires. It's like, they be like, oh, the billionaire don't need no chain. The billionaire don't need no nice clothes. Yeah, but he got $100 million yacht out there.
Come on. What
He just don't know how to dress. He a nerd.
Yeah.
But that's him though.
Yeah.
Right.
That don't mean that apply to you. Don't let them people tell you, oh, just because you got a chain and you not gonna be a bit. No, that's not true.
Fuck out of
Fill
here.
the void. That's crazy. You gonna be a billionaire.
And in basking your own energy and your own desires, if that makes you feel good, if you feel like that's gonna help you close a deal, like by all means, carry yourself in that manner and dress yourself however you feel.
I'm telling you, because it's not no such thing as a rich person does this. What? I done seen plenty of people get rich and they be who they are. They just rich now.
You know what's crazy? It's
People
like I would think that, when people get rich, they just eat better. No, I've seen $100 million people eat Burger King and McDonald's.
For sure. It's not like, oh, rich people do this. Or, no, that's a misconception.
For
No,
sure.
no.
People do
I'm gonna
whatever
tell
they
you
want.
what is going to be similar in every single one of them, and what successful people can identify with each other and why they respect each other. Because to get to that level, you had discipline, you had sacrifice, you had drive, you had consistency, you had a set of morals and principles that you live by, and you could not get to 100 million without those. And that's what we identify with each other. And we can respect it no matter what it is. That's why you can see a basketball player be a fan of Michael Phelps, because he can respect the time in which you had to put in to become that great. I can respect that. I don't even need to know who you are and what I know.
It's the programming.
Yeah, I know your program is similar to mine.
Mm-hmm.
And I can see if you a nigga that don't got nothing to show for and you don't got no success, no accolades, I know what you doing too. You on the couch, you making excuses. You talking about people.
Polar
you
opposite.
gossiping.
Polar
You know what I'm
opposite.
saying? Like you can just tell. But you know what I mean? It's just interesting how it's like people have these misconceptions like, oh, rich people do this. And no. I'm rich and I do this. You know what I'm saying? That's why I love saying I'm from Compton. I love it. Cause it's like, and I love like just being me. Cause it's like, I'm breaking every misconception that is possible. I don't wake up early. I do exactly what I want to do. I don't try to change my tone, never. I don't change my voice when I'm on a meeting call or I don't get timid.
For sure.
I talk exactly, and then I'll be on the phone with the lawyer like, hey, what do that mean? What? The fuck out of here. That's some bullshit. Da-da-da. I'll be on the phone with whoever.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And the crazy thing is, the more high net worth, the more they respect it. They like, you know what I mean? They be like, oh yeah, this motherfucker is real. He's genuine. I fuck with that. Cause he I know when he lying, I know how he feel. I don't gotta guess. Nigga don't wanna guess how he feeling. Well, what do you feel about the deal? Man, the more higher you get, the more transparent it is. Hey, Bill, Hey, man, I didn't fuck with that the way you did. Hey, you know what, Nee, man, I'm sorry about that, bro. I know how to deal with you now. You know what I mean? I didn't mean that shit that way. Man, we gonna correct that for you. You know what I mean? Hey, I don't understand that terminology. Hey, break that down like
lamest terms.
Yeah, break that down for me. Okay, what I'm really saying is, you know what I'm saying, you gonna get 40%, I'm gonna get 60, but you know, we gonna let the account recoup. You know what I'm saying? Like that, break that shit down for me.
Right.
And you need to act, you know what I mean? Like, you don't gotta change your shit, bro. If you're a valuable entity, if you have the resource and the talent, you can't replace that.
For sure.
You can't replace that. They can't
and you
take
don't
what's
gotta
in
change
here.
for nobody
You
else.
don't.
And you don't gotta change for nobody else. I remember one time, and I'm gonna conclude it. I remember one time I was sitting in a business meeting with like a large company, and people was pitching ideas, and somebody said some shit that was like, it was an executive, and I'm just like, I don't really think that it was his space to be speaking on a creative anyway, and he spoke on a creative, and I was like, how does that make sense? Why would we do that? That would literally be polar opposite of what we should be doing. And everybody was looking around like, oh, whoa, like what? Like, oh, I can't believe he just said that to him. And then he was just like, I guess you're right. And it was just like, yo, but people be real scared to be themselves and to actually speak up. But when you are fully understanding of who you are, you do as you please and you live like you want. And that's going to include this episode of Off Top. This is Neiman Johnson, and I'm Super Roper, and that's love.